What's up, Star Wars fans? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. With everything going on with Star Wars Celebration, it's hard filtering through all of the news that's being released, but it was confirmed on Friday afternoon by both J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy that Emperor Palpatine, or Darth Sidious, is indeed back for Star Wars Episode 9. And I want to share that information for those who haven't seen the confirmation and also want to weigh in on it. But before I get into all of that, I just want to say that if you're new here, I talk about Star Wars in this channel, and it's not your typical Star Wars channel. I call this geek culture with a purpose because I tend to get a little deeper into the themes in the stories. And if that sounds like something you can get behind, then make sure to subscribe and enable notifications if you want to know when I post new videos. But okay, so shortly after the Episode 9 panel wrapped up, J.J. Abrams spoke with the press about the ending of the Episode 9 trailer that ended with Palpatine's laugh after Luke's line from The Last Jedi was heard saying that no one is ever truly gone. Now, James Dyer from Empire Magazine spoke with J.J. Abrams, and he took to Twitter after speaking with him, posting, in case there's any lingering ambiguity from the trailer and Ian's appearance at the panel, I can 100% confirm that Palpatine is back in The Rise of Skywalker, as he had just asked JJ. He's thrilled and slightly incredulous that Ian's presence on set didn't leak. Of course, John Boyega was asked about the Palpatine reveal, and he said that during filming, he asked JJ about it, bringing back Palpatine, how he meant to go about bringing back the Dark Lord, and John's final comment is that J.J. Abrams is a genius. Now later, Kathleen Kennedy also spoke on the return of Palpatine, and she said that Palpatine's return was in the blueprint for a long time, but they weren't exactly sure how they were going to pull it off. Now, I'm not going to claim that all along I suspected that the Emperor would be returning, but I am going to make a confession. I may not have ever voiced this in a video or in a live stream, but I always thought that there was going to be someone else working from the shadows that we probably wouldn't learn about until the final act. I'm going to make a full confession to you guys. The reason I was able to easily debunk all of the Snokus Plagueis theories is, well, because Darth Plagueis is dead, and the Tarkin novel debunks a lot of what people think about Plagueis from that old Darth Plagueis novel that is no longer canon. The reason I kept telling people to stop focusing so much on Snoke's importance is because of an image early into the concept phase of The Force Awakens. You know what? I think I actually have discussed this in an older video, but I don't remember which video it was. But there is an image of a shadowy figure wrapped around Darth Talon. Now, I don't know if there was ever any intentions of bringing Darth Talon into canon and possibly this sequel saga, but what I took from that image was that the Sith were going to have a presence in this sequel saga. At the time, there was the Imperial Remnant, which becomes the First Order. The Imperial Remnant would be led by a Darth Vader impersonator called the Jedi Killer. There was also the idea of Han and Leia's son falling to the dark side, and this was all actually coming from the creator, George Lucas. Now, I don't know what George proposed for Han and Leia's son, but it seems like, based on what I've just said, there would have actually been 3 factions representing the dark side: the Imperial Remnant being led by the Jedi Killer, Han and Leia's son, and the Sith, who would have been working in secret. Think about the original saga. We were introduced to Vader and the Empire from the very beginning. In Empire Strikes Back, we got a cameo of the Emperor, but we didn't actually see the Emperor in action until Return of the Jedi. In the prequels, it's the Phantom Menace, and we actually did see Palpatine and Darth Sidious in that movie. I've said this before, but I was amazed coming out of the movie theater that people were surprised when I said that Palpatine is going to be the Emperor. I'm not sure how they didn't put those two together, so maybe it was the will of the Force for me to be opening people's eyes to the things in Star Wars, I don't know. But anyway, we saw more of Sidious in Attack of the Clones, and Dooku basically laid everything out there that was happening for Obi-Wan Kenobi and the audience. So in the final act of the prequels, Revenge of the Sith, we actually saw Palpatine, who by now was fully embracing his true self as Darth Sidious. We saw him rise to become the Emperor and kill several respected Jedi Masters, along with handing Yoda a big L in the empty Senate conference hall. So this is a thing in Star Wars where the person pulling the strings isn't revealed until the final act in the trilogy. Now, J.J. Abrams said during the Episode 9 panel that this movie is about this new generation and what they've inherited, the light and the dark, and asking this question as they face the greatest evil. Now, my question has always been, well, what is the greatest evil that they're supposed to be facing? In The Force Awakens, Maz Kanata said that this fight has always been the same. First it was the Sith, then the Empire, and now the First Order. Tashu said that the new Empire would need to be born from the dark side. But can we say that really happened knowing what we know now? The First Order wasn't born from the dark side. Snoke didn't start the First Order. He found the First Order fleet, and then he tried to imitate Palpatine. Ben Solo joined the First Order a few years before we see him in The Force Awakens. So maybe someone truly of the dark side comes to take over the First Order. Or maybe they have somehow been working from the shadows the entire time, influencing events and actions. Or it's possible that Kylo Ren, in his pursuit of learning more about the dark side of the Force, is looking for a way to tap into ancient arcane knowledge that's possessed by someone who not only learned all of the secrets of the dark side of the Force, but also ruled the galaxy for over 2 decades while they sought to unlock the full potential of the dark side of the Force. And that's getting into a topic for a future video about how and why Palpatine may have returned. So you have to come back for that video. But here's the question of the day. Do you think that Palpatine is really back? I mean, like Palpatine shooting lightning, laughing and twirling his red lightsaber of death? Or do you think we'll just see Palpatine as some kind of spirit, a holonet recording, or from a holocron? Hey, if you like that video, hit that like button and share it with your friends. And if you have something to share with the Urban Acolyte community, post it down below in the comments, and I'll be checking back to see what you have to say. And if you haven't subscribed already, hey, go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can take your first steps towards becoming an Urban Acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. If you like this video and you want to see more, be sure to check out these videos on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I'll also be posting more of those videos as more news comes out about Episode 9. You can also check out these other videos about the top theories for Episode 9, and I'm getting ready to cover one about the connection between Snoke and Palpatine. But that's all I got for this video, so thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you. Always.